going to do triangular prism, example number 4, which is our last example for today. We're going to do this one, which has 2 triangles as bases, and it's a prism because they're all rectangular faces. Now this one is different because the rectangles are not all the same. So let's open it up. Now what I noticed when I measured them is that these 2 are squares. So I measured the base of this triangle, which is 6, which is also one of the sides for the square. And I measured the height of this rectangle, which is 6. So this is 6 and 6 for these 2 squares. The rectangle has a base of 8 and a height of 6. And the triangle has a base of 6 and a height of 5. So let's set up our paper. I did top bottom, which is 2 triangles. I did the squares just because they're the same, and I should write on here that there are 2 squares, and rectangle, which is 1. So I should have a total of 3 rectangular faces because it is a triangle, so there are 3. So let's go ahead and fill it in. So the triangle has half base times height as the formula. The squares is a parallelogram, so it's base times height, and the rectangle is a parallelogram, so it's base times height. So the triangles have a base of 6 and a height of 5. So let's go ahead and fill that in. So we're going to write area equals half times 6 times 5. And the squares are 6 times 6 because they share this right here and this right here. So for the squares, write area equals 6 times 6. And then the rectangle is going to be 8 times 6. So write 8 times 6. So let's solve these. So for the triangle, the easiest way for me is just to do half of 6 first. So half of 6 is 3. I'm going to do 3 times 5, and that will give me my area of my triangle, which is 15. And then for my squares, I'm going to do 6 times 6, so that's 36. And for my rectangle, I'm going to do 8 times 6, which is 48. Then I'm going to multiply it by how many I have. So how many triangles did I have? I had 1 and 2. So I'm going to do 15 times 2, which is 30. Then I'm going to do 36 times, well, how many squares did I have? And I just showed you this. That's not what it is. It's this. I had 2 triangles. And then I'm going to multiply the squares. So I had 2 squares, 1 and 2. So I'm going to multiply 36 times 2. So 36 times 2 is 72. And then my rectangle, I only had 1. So just so that you know that you did it right, you can write a little times 1 to help you out, because this should add up to 3. Then I'm going to take my 30, my 72, and my 48, and I'm going to add them all together. And I'm going to get a surface area of 150 centimeters squared, because again, it is flat, so its area, it is 2-dimensional. So I'm going to put up my work so that you can copy it. So this is what it should look like on your notebook. So go ahead and pause it and put it in your notebook. All right.